So much faffing. Why is there always so much faffing when I need to set up a video? I've not filmed in this setting for a long time, it seems. It's throwing me off a little bit, and I keep faffing with my hair, the lighting, what's new. It's pushed my patience the last couple of days. I was meant to film yesterday, get loads of videos filmed, and then a plumber came round and was here for 5 hours, broke my sink. I don't need all this stress the week before my due date. But anyway, hey my lovelies, it's time for my final official pregnancy update. I've done so many pregnancy baby related videos. If you follow me on my vlogging channel, then there is so much baby content on there, because I vlogged every single day in the month of June. I know I've mentioned it before, and in pretty much every single video there'll be something baby related, whether you see her nursery or you see me building something for her nursery, or it's clothing or anything. Like, there's so much baby stuff on my vlogging channel, and then I tweet about it lots and I Snapchat it, so there's constant sort of pregnancy and baby updates elsewhere. But out of these official ones, this is the last one that I'm doing because I only did 3, and the sun's coming out. Brilliant. Why can the sun never just be in or out? It's always in, out, in, out, in, out. And now I'm really overexposed. Go back in. But out of the official pregnancy updates that I've done, this is the last one out of 3. So I did one for the first trimester, one for the second trimester, and then this one for the third trimester. They're all very different, and they all cover lots of different things because I feel like each trimester is very different. So if you're new to this channel and you've not watched any of my pregnancy update videos and you want to know about the whole of my pregnancy, then you can go watch those videos as well, because I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I'm not going to go over the same stuff. I'm just going to add on to what I've already spoken about. When this video goes up, I will be, I'm trying to think, this video will probably go up Friday or Saturday, so I'll be almost a week before my due date. My due date is July 23rd, so I have a week to go. I am pretty much there. I'm thinking she's going to be sort of 3 or 4 days late, so it is crazy to think that in 2 weeks time I will most likely have her here in my arms, and I can finally squish those little baby feet and kiss those little baby hands. I'm so excited. I feel pretty organised. Everything's kind of done. Her bedroom's like 98% there. Just need to drill a couple of holes in the walls to put some more shelves and a mirror. Hospital bag is pretty much ready. There's little jobs here and there around the flat that need doing, but nothing major. Like, if she came now, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So the only thing I'm really trying to get done over the next few days are these videos, because I want to get them up before she's born, because otherwise they won't really seem relevant once she's here. Yeah, I'm feeling good and excited, and I can't wait for her to arrive. That being said, I should probably get on with the video. Bear with me on this video, because unlike my other 2, I didn't make notes throughout the whole trimester, so I'm kind of doing this off the top of my head. But symptoms wise, it's been pretty much the same as before, apart from the morning sickness, because that disappeared at about 15 weeks. I'm still getting acid reflux. Something that's been quite strange symptoms wise is pain in my pubic bone. Not pain to touch it. If I poked my pubic bone, it doesn't hurt at all. It's almost like the muscles surrounding my pubic bone, and it's not affected my hips or my back, it's just my pubic bone. And I've gone really bright again. The lighting's going to be all over the place, I'm sorry. I remember years ago on holiday in Greece, I ran into the bathroom to go say something to my mum, and the bathrooms there weren't great. The showers kind of leaked everywhere, and I just slipped on the tile floor and went smack onto my coccyx, and my bum felt so bruised for days after. That's what it feels like, but on my pubic bone. And it doesn't hurt to touch though, it's literally just to move around. And when it first came on, it got so bad to the point where I couldn't cross my legs without having to physically pull my own leg up with my hands and put it over my other leg. I couldn't walk properly. It was so painful, and I think it had something to do with the hormones being released that relax your muscles down there. I just think maybe it happened quite sudden, or maybe a little bit too much, and I've still got that pain at the moment, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. It's really bearable now. I wanted to cry when I had to roll over in bed. It still kind of hurts to roll over in bed, and can I say, rolling over in bed when you're almost 9 months pregnant is so hard. You don't think it would be, but it really is. I find that when I lean to the side a little bit, because she's so heavy now, my stomach just sort of like drags me down, and I sort of have to hold her. Otherwise, it's really uncomfortable. One hilarious yet slightly uncomfortable slash a teeny bit painful symptom that I've had for maybe 3 weeks now has been swollen feet and ankles. I expected to get swollen feet and ankles. It's quite a common pregnancy symptom. That being said, I didn't realise how severe it could be. I kind of just thought, oh yeah, it will be swollen to the extent of, oh, I've gone to London and walked around for 10 hours that day. That type of swollen feet. Oh no, no, no. It has been comical. Like, I look at my foot now and I don't know whose foot that is. It's so puffy, and it's been like it for a couple of weeks and I'm still not used to my feet looking like this. A few weeks ago I started to notice both my ankles and feet getting swollen. Nothing too severe, just getting a bit swollen, and as the days went on and as the weeks went on, it's gotten worse and worse, to the point now where I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning and they are better. They have deflated a little bit, but they're not back to normal. Doug's mum, who Doug being my partner, if you don't know who Doug is, Doug's mum's a midwife, and she said to me the other day that my feet and my ankles are probably going to look like that now until the baby's here. But luckily it's the type of thing that once the baby's out of me, within the first day they should go down drastically, and then within a week or two they should completely go down. But I'm fine before anyone worries about me. It's really hard to just even mention a headache in pregnancy without people saying that there's something really wrong with me and I need to go get it checked out. And I've had people bombarding me telling me I need to get my swollen feet checked out, telling me I need to get my itchy tummy checked out, and they're perfectly normal symptoms. It's only if it's severe. So I wasn't worried about my swollen feet and ankles just because it came on really slowly. I would only have been worried if the swelling came on severely and quickly and I got it in sort of my hands and my face, but it's just in my feet. And the worst thing about it is that my left foot isn't as bad as my right foot, so they're both swollen, but my right foot is huge. I just have a big club foot. It just all goes into one. My calf goes into my ankle, goes into my foot, and it's so bad to the point where if I rest my left foot on top of my right foot for like 5 minutes, when I take it off, there's an indent where my foot's been. So that's been interesting. I've got really, really chubby feet at the moment. Oh, so the next symptom, stretch marks. I have them now. I knew I was going to get stretch marks. I was just waiting for them to happen. It's something most people get, and I thought if everyone in my family's had them, then I'm bound to get them. Around 36 weeks or so, they just appeared. I was looking in the mirror and I noticed a couple of little lines on my hips, and then a few days later I noticed that I started to get them on the lower part of my tummy. My most recent symptoms have been Braxton Hicks and night sweats, which is a good sign because I think it means my hormone levels have spiked. It means that obviously my body's doing what it needs to do to prepare for labour. So that's all good news. But yeah, I have been getting Braxton Hicks. If you want to know what Braxton Hicks are, Google it. I'm not going to go into it now, but there is a big difference between actual labour contractions and Braxton Hicks. So just because I'm getting Braxton Hicks, guys, doesn't mean I'm going to go into labour anytime soon. Honestly, I can't be off Twitter for 3 hours without people thinking I've gone into labour. Yeah, Braxton Hicks is very common, and you can be getting them months before you give birth. And it will just come on and I'll have like a few a day, and it's just really uncomfortable. It's just this really uncomfortable kind of achy feeling in my lower tummy. And night sweats hasn't been too fun. I hear that you get night sweats after you've given birth, and if you breastfeed apparently you can get quite sort of flustered due to all the hormones then. But I didn't know that you could get night sweats before giving birth. But it makes total sense because if my estrogen levels have spiked, then of course I'm going to be prone to getting things like night sweats and hot flushes. That's it symptoms wise. Oh, I'd say the 3rd trimester my skin has been amazing. I've been getting the odd little blemish come up here and there the last couple of weeks, but again I think that's hormonal. But up until then, throughout the 3rd trimester, my skin has been so smooth and amazing, and I think it's because hormones kind of balanced out a bit over those 2 months. That's it symptoms wise, and I'll get on and show you my bump. There's no attractive way of doing this, so I've just hiked my top up and pulled down my stretchy skirt. This is my bump at 39 weeks. So that's it from the side. It has grown so much. I can't believe I even thought I had a bump when I was in my 1st trimester. It's just grown so much the last couple of weeks. Boop, boop. It's so pointy. So yeah, that's it from the side. From the front, you can see that my dark line that I started getting pretty much as soon as I was pregnant has gotten very dark. I've been asked quite a lot about this line and what it is, and all it is your hormones messing with the pigment in your skin, and then once you've had the baby, majority of the time it goes away. Stretch marks, I don't know if you can see them, I will come forward. If I squish my belly down here, I don't know if you can see them. It's very hard to do this, but they're I had them kind of here, and they're very little, and they're all going horizontally. I have noticed that I've started to get them near the top of my belly button. You probably can't see it on camera. You will be able to see my hip ones. So on my left hip is where I have them the worst. You can see them definitely round here. I don't know why I have them more on my left hip than I do on my right, but yeah, these stretch marks are actually a lot worse than my tummy ones. It is what it is. They'll go away. Well, they won't go away, but they'll go down loads. I really don't mind them, actually. I'm sure my stomach will look interesting once my belly's gone down, but like I said, it is what it is. Not particularly fussed by it. Oh, and my belly button, it's still an innie. That's how deep my belly button was to begin with. The fact it's still an innie is a miracle. It does have this thing which I've been calling my little ski slope of a belly button. You might be able to see here, it just flips up at the top. It's very strange, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I love my bump, stretch marks and all. I'm going to miss it. And for those of you who want to know, since being pregnant, I have officially gained to date, wait for it, 48 pounds. I am at the 11 stone mark now, which I've never been more than 7 stone something. When I've told my friends and family that, they're shocked because they're like, where has it gone? Obviously a lot of that is baby, amniotic fluid, placenta, water retention, but not that much. And obviously I'm going to lose quite a bit of that. As soon as baby's born, I'll probably lose a good stone or so, but still a lot of that is actual weight that I've managed to gain, and I'm so happy because I wanted to gain weight, and I've made the most of pregnancy because prior to that I haven't been able to gain weight, and as you guys probably know if you've watched my videos, I'm going to try and maintain the weight as much as possible. It will probably be hard, but we'll see. But yeah, 48 pounds, that's quite a lot. That's not like, that is way above the recommended amount of weight to gain, even for someone who was technically underweight to begin with. But I'm happy that my face has plumped up and my arms have plumped up, and I feel a lot better. You guys say I look a lot better, and yeah, at the end of the day, as long as I'm healthy, then that's all that matters. Pregnancy product wise, I'm not using anything different than what I've mentioned before, apart from one item, and that is this Mother's Massage Oil from Neal's Yard. Skin nourishing oils to help prevent stretch marks, while delicate mandarin and neroli essential oils calm and relax. It smells so nice. And it's just really nice to put on. I don't put it on every day, although I didn't think this was going to last long, and I haven't even used half of it yet, so actually I definitely think this is worth the money. I'll put a link to it in the description. You can get it on its own, or you can get it in a little gift set, which is quite nice, either for a friend or yourself. But it's nice if I'm feeling a bit stressed, because obviously the essential oils are really relaxing, or back when my stomach was so itchy. It's not so itchy anymore. I feel like it was itchy, and then I got stretch marks, and now the stretch marks have come through. It's actually more sensitive and it burns a little bit. But when it was really itchy, I would just roll my top up, slap this on, and it would just really calm my stomach down. And this is a great way to itch your stomach without actually itching it. If you itch the skin properly, you're just going to aggravate it and make it worse. But you can kind of massage your tummy with the tips of your fingers, or just rub it with the palms of your hands, and that gives the same sensation of itching your tummy without irritating the skin. And now I just use it if I want to feel relaxed, or I just want to rub my bump and make the most of the last couple of weeks with my bump. So let's talk about appointments and things like that. You may know that I had a slightly low-lying placenta, nothing that anyone was particularly worried about, but I did need to go back at 34 weeks and have a scan just to check that it had moved. And before that scan, I'd actually had an appointment with the midwife about a week before that, and she told me that the baby was still breech. And so I went to this scan at 34 weeks, hoping that my placenta had moved. And not only did I find out that my placenta had moved, but also at the same scan I found out that baby had turned herself upside down, and now she's head down, and she was all good to go. So I came out of that appointment feeling really happy because she turned around and my placenta had moved. I had more blood tests at the beginning of the 3rd trimester. It's again a routine thing, and everything looked great. My hemoglobin levels, so my red blood cell count, had gone down by a teeny tiny amount, which is very normal. It's very common for women in the second half of their pregnancy to get anemic. So the fact that my hemoglobin only went down a tiny bit was great, and my midwife is really happy. What else for... Oh, so Doug and I went to some antenatal classes. We booked our antenatal classes through NCT and they were great. I mean, I kind of felt like I was back at school because there were quite a few times where you had to talk to the group and you had to go off and do group tasks, and that made me feel a bit anxious because I did feel like I was back at school and I was always the really quiet one at school, so I didn't like doing stuff like that. But that aside, it was really great. We're still in contact with the people that we were having the class with, even though they were about 10 years older than us. We got on well. What was nice about it is that there were only 8 couples, including Doug and I, and it was the same couples every lesson. The course that we had was 7 classes in total, so it was quite intense, and each class was a minimum of 2 hours. We had one 4-hour session on a Saturday, but the best session was the 3-hour breastfeeding class that we had. And I would say if you plan to breastfeed and you don't want to do any classes, bar maybe one class, do a breastfeeding class because it is so helpful. We all have each other in a WhatsApp group now, so we're just keeping each other updated, which is quite nice. And then in October, when we've all had our babies, we're going to meet up again. One lady's had her baby in the group already. I am technically on paper next to pop. It was quite sad. We did have quite sad news, which was really rare, and I did touch on it really briefly in a vlog. One of the ladies in our antenatal class actually ended up having a stillborn. Or maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I don't want to talk about this. This happened like a month ago. I thought I could talk about this without crying. One of the ladies in our class developed really itchy hands and feet, got it checked out, and it turned out she had that thing that you can develop in pregnancy where something to do with your liver and the bile or something's not quite right, and it can be quite dangerous for the baby. She came into the all women's class one day, told us about it, said she was on some tablets, she was going to get induced the week later, and then literally 3 days later we got a call from the lady who runs the antenatal classes telling us that she'd lost her baby and she had to give birth to it. I can't talk about this, it's too sad. But yeah, it was a shock. It was a shock because, you know, a few days prior to that, everything was fine and she was sat next to me and I was talking to her and she had her baby, and it's so rare, but it really shook the whole group. We all clubbed together and wrote her a card, and we also got her a tree to be planted in memory of her daughter. Probably put a bit of a downer on my video, maybe, I don't know. Should I put that in? I don't know. But yeah, that did happen, and it was horrendous. But she is doing okay, and we've all kept contact with her. Oh, talking about the 34-week scan. At 34 weeks, it was estimated on the scan that, oh, it's so hard not to call her by her name. It was estimated that she was already 5 pounds and 3 ounces. Whenever I have scans, they say that I'm going to have a really nice sized baby, but then whenever I see my midwife, she always tells me that I'm going to have a really petite baby. Who knows? It's a guessing game for anyone. She's going to weigh what she's going to weigh. Judging by how much I was and my mum was, I was 7 pounds. I reckon she's going to be on the heavier side of 7 pounds. I can just sense it. What will be fun, in the comments, write your guess. So in the comments, write how many pounds you reckon she'll be, and then we'll see who's right when she's born. My birth plan is something that I get asked about a lot. I'm not going to go through it all because, one, I don't really have like a really strict set birth plan. When you talk about stuff like that, people are very opinionated and they go, no, you should do this, you should do it like that. I think at the end of the day, this is the way I've chosen to do it. So just like, let me do my own thing. And I did even mention in previous videos that I don't like the word birth plan because you can't really plan it, you just have to go with the flow. And even though I said I'm just going to go with the flow, people were going, Rhiannon, you can't plan your birth, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm reading the comments going, didn't I just say that? That's why I don't really want to go into too much detail about my birth plan, but I will touch on it. Pain relief wise, I just want to dabble in some gas and air. Some people love it and some people hate it. I think I'm going to be one of these people that hates it, but I'm going to try it. I'm not saying a complete no to drugs, but I would rather not have them for the sake of it. You have to sort of judge the situation and judge how you feel at the time, because say if I've laboured for a really long time and I'm exhausted and I need to get some rest, then I may want a shot of pethidine or something to help me sleep. And again, with an epidural, you just have to judge the situation. I'm hoping to labour mostly at home, because the chances are it's going to be quite a stretched out labour. I think my mum laboured for about 24 hours. My grandma laboured for about 30 plus hours. So with first babies, generally it takes quite a while. It's only the odd few that will have them like that. They say don't come in until your contractions are happening sort of 3 every 10 minutes, unless your waters break before that or an emergency happens or something. So just at home, all I can do is bounce on my birthing ball, walk around, have a bath. The one thing that I really plan on doing and I want to stick to is staying upright. So I want to stay as mobile and as active as possible, because that helps to keep labour going, can speed it up a little bit. But if I get exhausted, I want to at least be able to sit upright or kneel or crouch or something. I just don't want to lie down, because that slows down labour and actually makes it a lot more painful. And the plan is to push in any position apart from lying down. But everything else, I'm very kind of, we're just going to see how it happens, especially because this is my first. I've never gone through this before, so I'm very open-minded about everything. And then post-birth, as long as everything is fine and she comes out healthy, I plan to have skin on skin. Doug wants to cut the umbilical cord. I'm hoping to have delayed cord clamping. I have opted to have the injection in my leg that helps the placenta come out quickly. I said yes to having vitamin K injections for her. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's a lot to think about, but that's kind of it, really. Not everyone is going to agree with that, but that's the way I'm going to do it, so I hope people just respect that. Lots of you are wondering when I'm going to announce the birth and when I'm going to announce her name. So her name will be announced when we announce her birth. I didn't want to make a big deal about it, because if I did a big name reveal video, I feel like that opens the gates for people to have an opinion, and I know there'll still be people with opinions when I finally announce her name anyway, but when it's a whole video just on the name, I feel like the whole comment section will be people going, we love it, we hate it. And I think, for goodness sake, that's my you know, my daughter's name. Just don't, you know? So we're just going to announce the name when we announce her arrival, and then arrival wise it will be announced on Instagram. So the official exclusive announcement will be on Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram account, I'm pretty sure you can just go onto the web browser and just look at my profile through that, and just go on instagram.com/Rhiannon Ashlee. That'll be the first place I announce it. Again, people have been saying, will you announce it soon or a week after or whatnot? I don't know. I will want to tell you guys as soon as I can, but I'm not going to promise that it will be 2 hours afterwards or 2 days afterwards. But because you guys are like my extended family, I will be so eager to tell you guys. I think that is everything covered. So not long now, guys, and I'm getting really excited, and I know you guys are getting really excited too. I hope you're all well and you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you very soon. Mwah.